abdomen. What is wrong with me? I concentrate on my stomach. Why can I say abdomen? Still can't. What is wrong with me? Okay, let's just say it like this. Abdominal massage.
Hi guys, this is Vita with Life Her Way, and we are back with another video. And in today's video, what I would like to do is talk about the benefits of castor oil. So I'm just trying to get comfortable here because I have not put out a video in a minute. Why? Because I was sick as a dog. I had the flu and I felt good in these last few days, but this was probably the best day for me to do a video. And the reason being, really, I'm not even gonna lie, my therapist did a no-show on me. I had a therapy appointment and for whatever reason, there was a no call, no show, and I'm a little bummed. So I said, well, since I have the time now, let me go ahead and give you all this video. So here we go. All right, well, again, I want to discuss how castor oil has helped me. And I've had a lot of questions on some of my recent videos when I'm discussing why, or not even why, but that I put castor oil in my navel cavity every night. And I wanted to go a little bit deeper. So I have my iPad here because I want to make sure that I'm giving you some of the benefits. It's not going to be all of them, I'm not going to lie. But the reason why I started to use castor oil is because I was going through menopause. I'm still going through menopause, let's be honest. And in me going through menopause, there were so many things that were coming upon me at once. I didn't know what was going on with my body. I felt like that my body was at odds with me. From, the foggy thinking. I was like, why can't I get my words out? Why can't I think of normal things? Do I have dementia? What is going on? From my thought process to the aches and pains all over my body to not being able to sleep. So this thing called menopause for me has really wreaked havoc in my life. It's really wreaked havoc. And so I decided to try a natural path of finding out how can I help ease some of the things that are going on with my body. Because at this point, to be honest, I had no idea it had anything to do with menopause. All I knew was this was going on and it needs to stop. So I'm not into pills. I'm not into any type of medication. If I can do it naturally, that's what I lean towards. So that's what I did. So I just basically kind of put in, like, if you're having these symptoms, what could it be? And it led me down these YouTube videos. And I ended up connecting with a YouTube couple. And of course, I can't remember their name, but if I do remember, I will put their YouTube channel up. And so I connected with them, and again, you know what? The universe will absolutely lead you to where you need to go in its timing. And I found a video where they were talking about castor oil and magnesium flakes. And when I saw the video, it kind of made me kind of sit up because I'm like, oh my goodness, all of these things are happening. I feel this and I'm going through this. And the wife, and normally I know their name off the top of my head, so I am so embarrassed right now. But again, I had no intention of really doing this video. Like I said, I had every intention of having a therapy session, but while I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. But anyway, the wife was really speaking directly to me. And I had already bought some castor oil for another reason. I was going to do the wrap and all of that stuff for the weight loss. And I'm like, oh, I already have it. Now, I didn't have the exact brand that she was speaking of, but I still had the organic kind. I still had some check marks. And so I'm like, well, if she's saying all I have to do is just put it in my navel cavity every night, I'm going to use what I currently have. So I started putting this castor oil in my navel cavity. And she talks about so many drops. And I just kind of took my finger in the thing and just, put it in my navel cavity. And what I saw, and again, I can only speak for me, for someone who was getting sometimes 2 hours of sleep at night and then having to function and go to work, and then sometimes having to function and go to a part-time job, or sometimes having to function off of 2 hours of sleep and going straight to a gig, and the gig is 2 hours, the gig is 3 hours or 4 hours. I needed some relief. And so at this point, I was willing to try anything. So I tried the castor oil, and that night, guys, I slept so sound. I slept like I had never slept before, and I was a believer instantly. And it could have been a placebo effect, I don't know. But what I did know was I slept well, and there was no turning back. I was sold on putting castor oil in my navel cavity. And so why is castor oil so good for your sleep? So one thing we have to understand is when you put it in your navel cavity, just think about it. Like when we were born, we were connected through the navel, with the umbilical cord. So all of these nerve endings and blood vessels are right there. So you would think that, of course, that would be the quickest way for anything to enter into your system, is right there in your navel cavity. Again, that's my reasoning, and I'm standing on that. And also, castor oil helps to let you just relax. It promotes, I would say, relaxation and better sleep. But also, castor oil helps you reduce stress and anxiety. Again, when you don't sleep, when you feel that, you're tired, there's a lot of things that can happen to your body. One, of course, being stressed out. Another, just having all this anxiety. And what castor oil does for me, it's truly a calming effect. It allows my stress and my anxiety to subside, which, of course, if I'm stressed out, if I have a lot of anxiety, I'm not sleeping, right? And when I put the castor oil in my navel cavity, again, the reason why I started, guys, was because I was trying to use it. I had this wrap, and I was gonna, help with, my weight loss. That's the original reason why I bought the castor oil. I just kind of stumbled into it helping with all the other things. But, it reduces bloating when you use castor oil. It improves your digestion when you use castor oil on a regular basis. And I'm probably gonna say that over and over again, on a regular basis, because some people will turn around and say, well, I tried it, it didn't work for me. But then when I ask further questions, like, were you truly using it every day? Were you truly using it every night before you sleep? And anything that you use, sporadically, you can't guarantee that it's going to work. But for me, when I say I am a believer, castor oil helps even with your blood circulation. So I massage castor oil all over my body. Like, that is what I use when I get out the tub. That is the oil that I put on my body first. Now, I may top it off with lotions. I may top it off even sometimes with shea butter. But what is going on my body first is castor oil. These are just some of the ways that I have used castor oil, and it's helped me. Now, there is another, I'm trying to find it here. I'm looking at my iPad. There, again, so remember I said that I initially had this because, I initially bought the castor oil because I wanted it to help with my weight loss. When you look at castor oil and you use it for that, what people have said is that, castor oil is a natural laxative. So you got to be careful. The castor oil that I have, I cannot ingest. So you need to read the labels to ensure that this is castor oil. Well, I might be able to, but it doesn't say on there that it should be. Let me just say that. So when you take it for laxative, no more than 1 teaspoon, guys. 1 to 2 times per week, no more, because with anything, if you overuse it, you will become dependent on it. So you've got to be very, very careful with ingesting the castor oil. That is the reason why I would rather just put it in my navel cavity, because I'm still going to absorb it in my body. So whether it's in my navel cavity, and I don't really think that I could swallow it without bringing it back up. Let's just say that. And then when I am putting the castor oil on my body, although I put it all over, I concentrate on my feet and I concentrate on
my abdomen. What is wrong with me? I concentrate on my stomach. Why can I say abdomen? Still can't. Abdomen. What is wrong with me? Okay, let's just say it like this. Abdominal massage.
Say it like that, Vita, because abdomen, you're not saying correctly. All right, here we go. So I give myself an abdominal massage. All right, so I am really just taking my time. And again, this is just what I do. You don't have to do this, but it does help improve digestion. And again, if the whole point of me originally using this was for weight loss, it makes sense for me to still try to use it for that. So as I'm massaging it and it's helping with, the improving digestion, of course, it's also improving with balancing, or something, not balancing, but reducing bloating. You can have these things that they call these castor oil packs. And you can put that all around your body, and it helps with detoxing your body. Again, using it consistently though. Using it consistently is what does the trick. You cannot just do this 1 or 2 times and then think that, oh, it didn't work. Well, it probably didn't, and it probably won't work if you're not consistent with it. Also with castor oil, for me, it has been a pain management tool. If you lived in pain the way I did, I suffered from being in pain literally from my neck all the way down to the sole of my feet. When you get to that, you will do anything. So that is the reason why I concentrate on my feet, because I was in such pain when I started going through menopause. Again, I didn't know all of these things were attributed to menopause. Nobody told me. I had to figure it out for myself. And this is the reason why I have been the best advocate for my care. This is the reason why when I go see a doctor, I have a list of things where I'm ready to talk. And then I have a copy for them so that they can put it in their system so that they know this is what we discussed. I have to advocate for myself, because when I didn't, all I was getting from them was,
"You want some pain medicine? Do you want pain medicine? Do you want pain medicine?"
There was never, and I'm steady saying, is there anything natural? Is there anything natural I can do to not feel like this? None of the doctors were saying, you're probably perimenopausal or you're in menopause, or it never happened. And again, I go to the doctor. I have no problem with going to the doctor, but I just felt like nobody ever listened. And the sadness is, for many Black women, this is our truth. It has been historically known that Black women supposedly are able to take on a lot more pain than other races. Of course, we know this is not true. But this is the psyche of some individuals who think like this. And so I noticed that if I didn't come in armed with information so that, I could truly get out what's going on, then I wasn't going to get any help. And so the pain management for me really sealed the deal when I saw how it subsided, again, without any medication. You do what you need to do in order to get this castor oil in your system. You do what you need to do in order to understand that consistency with using this is going to be the key. All I can do is tell you what helped me and the reason why I will forever sing the praises of castor oil. This is Vita with Life Her Way. When it comes down to your health, you have to take control. And that is what I did. And what I found was castor oil was the main ingredient missing from me living my best life. And I hope you can find what is the main ingredient that you're missing in order to live your best life. Again, this is Vita with Life Her Way. Y'all have a great one. Bye, y'all.